Hey, so today I want to talk about Black Widow. It's good to be back. I have not been to a theater since December 29 when I saw Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. So, after like more than a year and a half, I finally went to a theater to watch a film, and it was Black Widow. And right off the bat, I have to say that it's a really good experience being in a theater for such a long time. I've always liked films to watch in theaters because for me, watching films in a theater is kind of like a sort of like a meditation. It's like I have this whole ritual. I do something certain way, so I get the whole enjoyment of the film. And I just have to say outright that I actually watch only blockbuster films, so that this is like a very blockbuster experience for me. And in that way I try to kind of capitalize my enjoyment, because where I am, tickets are really expensive, and it's very hard for me to personally come by. So I have to like really be picky to with like what kind of films I want to see in the theaters. And so I always try to maximize, and this is the best we got, and I'm happy about it. I know a lot of people are saying a lot of different things about Black Widow, but it is not about that. It's about my own personal feelings, and I have to say that I really like this film. I like it. This film is enjoyable. This is everything that Marvel could have done for this film, knowing where Natasha Romanoff as a character is in the MCU, and in the timeline that this film is set, there's nothing more they could have done. The characters, the villain, the actual villain, everything just comes together. And a lot of people have been talking about like how this is like an oversight and this film doesn't have any implications and this doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. It doesn't have to matter in the grand scheme of things, because we have had such grandiose films in MCU from recent years, like Infinity War and Endgame, and the type of film that they have in the pipeline. It's sometimes really good to take a breather. But even when Marvel takes a breather, this is not a breather at all. This is like a bonfire, because this film packs a lot of punch. This film has action in a very well paced manner. Like something is always happening. Like when I got to the half-hour mark and our theaters actually kind of shuts down the film and gives like a 10-minute break. So yeah, I know it's weird that way. But when the film was in a half hour, I was like looking at it. Whoa, it's already half of the film, because I was invested in the film and I was looking forward to what's happening. And the in the first half, a lot of things that haven't happened yet. Like for example, David Harbour even doesn't come in the first part, or neither Rachel Weisz. Their actual characters actually come in the second part. So a lot of things actually kind of fast paced in the second part. So I like that. In the first part, it is solely story of two sisters and how they are trying to reconnect, and they give them a lot of time, and I like it. And expressing like what people always say, David Harbour is great in this film. Florence Pugh is an excellent little sister, and if she is indeed the new Black Widow, in addition, she's a great addition. She brings an energy that Scarlett Johansson didn't ever bring. Her character is almost like a rendition, like a updated version. If like I'm not saying that Scarlett is the boomer, but if her character is like a boomer in that generation, she's definitely a Gen Z or millennial, where she's very updated. And in that way, I believe that characters were very complementary. Their whole dysfunctional family is also very nice to have, and the way these things came together, I really liked it. Their banters, their kind of bickering, it's nice. I liked it, because we always have to remember that time period this film is set in, they couldn't have done a lot of things. The director actually acknowledges this, that they couldn't have huge repercussions because it's between Civil War and Infinity War. So they have to like a sort of bridge it over, and Natasha can do a lot of different things in the time that gonna alter her significantly, because we have seen her in Infinity War. So during this layover, this is a perfect film. And now, as far as the villain and the adversarial part of this film goes, I say that this is absolutely perfect. The main villain, sort of like a puppeteer, musketeer things, and like he's sort of like the overarching villain, and the character he plays is absolutely fine. And as far as the Taskmaster goes, I believe that it was almost a perfect payoff, because at this point they couldn't have done anything else. this film is about Black Widow. And I just thought of that because they have a film coming called The Marvels, which is supposed to be the sequel or the tie-in film to Captain Marvels. They could have easily called this film Black Widows. I know they didn't probably want to kind of shift the tone from ScarJo's Black Widow, but this film could have been called Black Widows. And in that way, I think a lot of things could come together. But in my mind, this film is Black Widows, and a lot of things kind of come about in a way that everything kind of ties together, and they have to end the thing and kind of have the whole action going on and then end it. And in the point of action, the set pieces are really nice, especially the last set pieces that we actually see in the trailer, like the falling out of sky thing. This is spectacular. This is literally the kind of film you want to watch in a 3D in a big multiplex. This is the film for me personally is, I guess, what I pay money for. I watch a lot of indie films in my home with the comfort of my everything, and I like it because for me it feels like that gives me the sort of the environment I want to be in. And this is the kind of film that gets popped, and this is the film that I really want to see in theaters. And I guess I'm just good to be back, and that is why I give this film a solid 3.5. And I definitely recommend this. If you're a Marvel fan, there's no reason to kind of get bogged around. Marvel is still, I believe, pretty much is element and still going strong, and I recommend it. If you watch it, and even if you don't want to watch it in a theater, I think it's absolutely fine if you have like a big TV or like a good setup. What I'm trying to say is that just get in the mindset of seeing it as a blockbuster film, and I think that you will really enjoy it. And I hopefully feel that you have a good time too, because there's just no other way around it. I like it.